Hello guys, it's your powerful the analyst powerful. Welcome to another episode and a very interesting edition, which I'm gonna be giving you guys a take home today for this kind of crazy relationship. I'm gonna call it crazy because some guys don't really know what they want in a relationship, and so it makes them being vulnerable for the women to actually take what belongs to them. Now, let me say something you have to understand when it comes to relationship here. It is more like a car or a train. It can only be driven by one person, and so you have to make that decision. Either you decide to take a lead as a man or you let her lead. Now, there are often consequences that come if any of you lead. But the best chance where there will be harmony is when you lead as a guy. And if she leads, there are too many red flag and too many bunch of bad consequences is going to happen to you if suppose you is just your girlfriend or your wife. So that's why I often recommend that you as a man should lead, because down here the one who is with the power is the one or who is more stronger has to lead. That's how the rule of nature is. Even if you go to the animal kingdom, let's say the lion in the zoo or in a jungle, the lion has to lead the lioness. So that's how it is. So if you decided to chicken out and become a simp or a beta male and decide to let her lead, then you're often gonna result in a shitty relationship where you're gonna come around fucking crying on the internet. Now, I got this message here which I'm gonna read out loud to you guys. Then I tell you why it happens, and that is the main reason why I put this topic. Why a girl, your girlfriend or wife, should never have just friends. If you're gonna have a just friend, it should be females, you know, and it's not gonna be a female where she's gonna start trying to become same girl kind of shitty thing, because it's still gonna cross the line. And if she's if he's your husband, then you shouldn't keep a just female friends. There are things that, because for obvious reason, we guys, we don't keep just female friends. We're looking for a shot. We're looking for cracks where we're gonna slide in. And so the same thing for girls who keeps guys, a lot of guys as just friend, they're also keeping them for backup. So let me go ahead and read this to you, then I'll tell you where the cracks fall in and why you should avoid making such kind of a terrible mistake, because when you cross that line, then hell costs lose. Now let's look at it. My ex-fiance, now they are currently fiance. I mean ex. She is 32 and I am 26. Wow. List of pros and cons where she make lists and rules. Wow. Now this is where you gotta know it. I know a lot of guys are gonna be looking at me like Andrew Tate's version, or maybe Kevin Samuel that passed away, may so rest in peace. But whenever someone comes to tell the truth, they often find something to label him and say he's misogynistic or whatsoever. But I don't give a shit about that. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you the truth as it is. So it's all for you to stick to it or be a pushover, a jerk, asshole, or whatsoever. So when a woman started creating rules for you, now there is something you have to understand. Women make rules for those whom they don't like and break it for those whom they like. So if she starts creating rules for you, then you know that you are not among the top list of preferences and priority. There is someone who is playing that role. Understand? Now let's get to it. So my ex and I were together for like 3 years until a month ago when our breakup happened. Everything was going great, so I thought. She started hanging out with one of my guy friends and friends a lot. Many times one time when I asked why I couldn't come, she said that she wouldn't share his feelings because he was depressed and she was trying to be here for him. When your girl started playing a superhero to rescue another guy, man, there is something bad about to happen, because she's not playing it all for nothing. She's playing it all for herself. She's trying to secure the bag for herself. That's what it is. So he's depressed and needing help. So she's trying to help and texting him 247. And when we hang out together, she would get fling with him. Now you see where it's going. I pointed out that I made it known to her that I feel uncomfortable, but she said that she did find him attractive. Do you see where the conversation is going? And she would have dated him if she didn't met with me. Do you know what that kind of statement? Now, the first mistake I didn't point out first is the age bracket is very wrong. Why would you be dating a girl that is on her 30s while you're in your 20s? That's a very big red flag right there. You don't have to do that. Now, let's go further. And she would have dated me if suppose she didn't know the guy. I mean, she would have preferred the guy if she didn't have met me. What it means is that since I've been dating you, now I found this guy and I found him more attractive than you. That's what it means when a girl tells you that I'm supposed to have dated that guy if suppose it wasn't you, right? That's what it means. She said, okay. And she said, I did find the guy attractive. Then go ahead to say, but am I not allowed to have friends with attractive people? Now, for a girl to tell you that he find a guy attractive, then there's a lot going on. She's doing it to provoke you, and she is telling you that this relationship is abandonship. That's what it means. I'm gonna just sit back and feel depressed and be lonely. I have such a hard time making friends. That's all what she said. Anyway, things get worse. I feel absolutely shit because I think I'm just being jealous. I gotta get over it. And it's of, kind of paper towel roll of cons of how him being good, being bad, all this blah 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 blah. And the only pros which he actually accorded him is that he keeps up a very good routine. So that's very terrible. Now I want you guys to understand something here. When a girl started putting a bunch of cons about you, then it's simply saying that it's abandonship. Just simply, you should understand it better that give a dog a bad name to kill it or to leave it. That's typically what it is. So then in this very situation right now, he's at a crossroad. He don't know what to do. Now it gets worse. He have to tell the girl to choose, because this point the guy actually admitted when he called up the guy admitted that he have feeling for her. Now you should be able to know that is what is actually fueling this girl ego, right? Behind every masquerade that is dancing on the road, there is a daredevil or demon beating drum for him in the bush. So there is a guy who is feeling her ego. That's why she's doing all those things. Now the guy now asked her, choose between me and this guy, but instead you know what she did? She presented the cons. So presenting that cons means she have actually told you that she chose the guy over here. Then the next moment now, the feeling was dropping and she was more into the guy than him. So let me read further. Now you can see the better picture of when a girl keeps a guy as just friend. Is just a switch over, a change over switch. When there is no power in this one, she can switch it to the other one. That's what it means. So you should have it right there at the back of your mind whenever yours being wife or girlfriend is started going towards that. It means the end of that relationship is near if you don't stop her, right? If you call you a control freak, I don't give a shit about that, but you gotta stop that shit, that bullshit. In a relationship, you as a guy and she as a girl, you should never underestimate her capability that anything in a split second something can happen. So the both of you are to stay outside every other kind of relationship. The guy should not have a just friend girl, no, except if he is someone who have made it very open that he want to be in a polygamous relationship with her, and she should not have a male just friend. That's not healthy for a relationship. because you're gonna focus less on the main subject and start listening to those rubbish and distraction which you're getting from the other person standing from the other side there, because the energy from the other side is gonna be looking better. That's always how this life is. When you're on this side of the road, you're gonna be feeling that the life is brighter on the other side of the road. So in order to stay very healthy, stay focused in your relationship and forget about the many birds that you find within the bush area. So eventually the guy admitted that he had feeling for her, and this relationship of theirs started going much more. It goes on for 2 days. They're no more talking together, and the girl apparently called him the other 2 days and said that, look, I and this guy, we can no longer be just friends. So what that means is it's a breakup. Now the guy now broke up with the girl the next morning, saying I don't want to be her option. And then she tells me, she told me that they both can be friends. And follow through, they broke up. It's been months now, they're not talking. Of course, she's not going to feel anything because she just switched you. She just dumped you while switching over to the next person. Now, one thing I'm going to advise you, if you're actually saying this, is I want you to understand that you're dealing with a girl of 30s and you're in your 20s. What the hell? What is wrong with you up here, dude? What is wrong with you up here? Why would you be dating someone that old? Have you forgotten all the millions of girls that are below your own age that are within the street? Let her go. Why are you getting stringy? I mean, kind of clingy over leftover food. Down here, a woman that is above 30 is a leftover. I mean, every man knows it. So why are you crying? Why are you going over to, being clingy over a leftover? I don't get it. Now, he is also further say that she's beating on her own self, hitting herself, and saying that he would have given her another chance. Like, seriously? I think this guy is a saint and a better male, who gets just so much clinge on one person and wouldn't think that any other relationship is gonna work out for themselves. But you gotta wake up from that nightmare, all right? That's not a sweet dreams. He even go for the act to actually contact his therapy, and the therapy say what he did is fine, because it seems that the toxic, the bad relationship that is right now, the girl has clearly made her own option plainly understood, but still, dude is still being clingy over 32 years old grown woman when he's still 26. So I want to say to you guys right here on this very video, when a girl started presenting a list where all your effort that have been about her, she didn't notice it, and all she's been seeing is the cons about you, you gotta let go, because that relationship is abandoned ship. It's wrecked, and you need to move on. You can save it. I'm gonna be giving you guys more of other kind of stories happening around the world, and how you need to use that on your own advantage, for your own advantage, to move on when the relationship becomes abandoned ship, when the ship kisses the iceberg just like the Titanic and split. You gotta move on. You don't have to sink with it, all right? Because there are some obvious situations where these girls prioritize another person over you, and no matter how you try to kill yourself, even if you commit suicide, will never make her to love you. The more she sees you becoming more jealous, the more she looks at you to be very petty, and even her feeling for you that is up here before we become here. You don't see my hand anymore, because that is how it is. That's how they don't even see your feeling anymore. They will prioritize. That becomes much more, more provocative, makes you be much more angry and throw tantrums like kids. So it's not worth the spill, all right? Gotta move on. That's my take on that. And from this, I believe you should be able to know whenever you see your girlfriend or having a lot of, start going through her contacts, hey, there is no such thing as privacy. When any of you started locking up your phone that no one should go inside it, and there is a problem, there is fire on the mountain, there is no such thing as privacy. So long as the both of you have agreed to be boyfriend and girlfriend, or husband and wife, there should be no such thing as privacy. Your phones are like doors of your house, which the both of you have to have the keys. Just think of it like a minute. If the both of you are sharing the same apartment, all right, which you come home to. Forget about that, the mobile device is actually two, but technically speaking they are one. So long as the both of you are two, are merging as one. It's the same thing like your house. So if suppose one of you just come back home and decide to lock it up and say, no, it's my privacy, I have something in there, what do you think? The other person is going to become angry. So that's what it is to mobile phones too. So there should be no such kind of privacy. Any privacy which any other person is going to try to invade is third party, someone who is not between the relationship. That's what we're going to be talking about, privacy invasion. But if your wife started locking her phone, then there is a problem. There is a new guy in town. There is a new history inside that phone, which if you discover it, definitely that marriage is wrecked. Okay guys, I gotta catch you guys later. Drop me a comment on the below this very description if you think otherwise. But for me, this is what I would do if I am in your shoe.